They will want to, because that will tighten up the map a lot more. See, they don't want to reveal
fucking hell, I was muted the entire goddamn time.
Cruz to clear out that turret. They want to shift that A here. Dash him. Hold on, he gets hit by the paranoia and he's done. Oh yeah, Patty Fan spots him right before the Cloudburst is able to expand. The turret notes that another member has walked in through tree and suggests just trying to go for a pop flash. He finds the member, but he can't find the kill just yet, and he dies through the wall to Jitbull. He drops the spike in the middle of nowhere. And that's the round. Flawless once again for Talon. Oh boy. Look, it just doesn't go DFM's way, and there's reasons for it. And Soldom, again, this is one of those moments where he just gets too far ahead. No one's really able to back him up there. It's a great paranoia from Pat, don't get me wrong. He nails the perfect timing. And then, you know, Suggest even able to get that flash around the corner, can't find the shots. And things just all just kind of fall apart one by one across the map for DFM. And, you know, this is where things start to get really, really scary. As Talon now looks like they are, oh boy, this is so aggressive from Garnett. Oh, he missed.
Ooh.
Yeah, just shot right under his
Not
wrist.
too Kang, aren't you?
Goes right by, not even a scratch on the side of Suggest.
Kang would have hit that.
So indeed it was the operator. They surely had an inkling in that last round. Now they know it's here, and they want to try to take it out. They want to try to push it back, but it's not going to work.
Run!
He's actually going to get out alive. And meanwhile, Cruz was there for the extra trade.
Nice one, nice trade.
For DFM,
that was
and it's their Jet and
great
KO, two members you absolutely want to break open a site here on Ascent.
Yeah, exactly. But this is just great coordination here for Talon. You know, Cruz in the early part of the round, once the operator came into Garnett's hand, is trying to help him. Now Takajay, he's going to take Patty Pan out ahead onto Ace. This might be a good time.
He was breaking your turret.
Right onto the nano.
Well, how'd you die to that?
The TP spot, he had it right on the gen, and as soon as he heard the TP go, he popped the nanos.
Yeah, he doesn't give a chance for the nano swarm to be deleted, just waiting on that default spot. Now Anthem, he's done so much for DFM.
Now you both are isolated.
Here. It's looking tough as Reyna shows his back to a main, but Anthem, he gets a double again. 2 headshots, the spray control is good. He's already, he's been pinged, but Anthem just holds true like a turret.
Oh my
and
god.
Stops the retake.
That's insane.
He will get the clutch and bring DFM back up to 7.
Unreal stuff here from Anthem. The presence of mind to rotate up into heaven. And I thought maybe he was just going to play for the Hunter's Fury there and just stick at the stairs and just try to go for the angle, but instead he pushes, even gets pinged, and really just kind of catches Fox completely off guard. I don't think Fox was expecting. I think Fox was expecting the Hunter's Fury there, and instead it's the push from Anthem, who has just been
how'd you lose that fight?
Phenomenal today for DFM.
You should have gotten at least one from that.
I mean, they were not ready for that at all. Just
I think you're absolutely correct. I think they expected, because he was just going for the fake right away. But of course, Anthem was already down on the floor. Now Anthem just trying to clear out Market, but unfortunately for them, because of this one way, they cannot capitalize on that Hunter's Fury. They don't find any targets either, so no information gained, no extra space gained either here for DFM, and they're back to square one.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'd like to see a little bit more coordination, like, you know, use the Owl drone potentially or something like that first to get a little bit more info before you let that Hunter's Fury fly. I don't mind that you're not saving it for Jit Poisonal, which you could potentially get in this round, because we've seen that teams are pretty good at clearing out these lockdowns without the Hunter's Fury.
I don't like how they're using it.
So we saw this a lot at Ascension, right, where teams were just throwing those Hunter's Furies, and it actually worked a lot.
Oh no!
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just
You're
want that extra
suppressed. What are you gonna do now? Okay, that's a good
DFM,
one, man.
they've already made their choice. 40 seconds left on the clock. They just want to run in. Are they going to check for Cruz? They do, and Suggest gets the kill on the drop. And now we have Soldom already on the close angle by Switch. He's going to just survive right through the wall shots, trying to stay alive, avoiding that smoke spray. The 0 point to keep them at bay as the spike finally delivered into the site. 5v3, 3v5 in the retake here for Talon. DFM, one member in main as well, and a double angle spread out right on the entrance into the site. Anthem will pick up that kill. Already 1 point back on the board for his Hunter's Fury. Garnett's not much.
They wasted his Hunter's Fury.
Yeah, you got to save. The money's just too higher for Talon right now.
I'm just gonna say it. They wasted the
time to
Hunter's
leave
Fury.
a dart to confirm, and they are going to get that information that Garnett has backed all the way out. So certainly, you know, Talon here just sticking around, seeing if there's any picks they might be able to find. Somebody getting a little over aggressive. But DFM's money is also pretty bad, so they're not really keen on trying to get too spicy. Maybe Anthem could have, but yeah, a good hit here from DFM, despite, you know, the Hunter's Fury maybe being wasted a little bit in the early round. So what? Maybe at least clear a little space, theoretically.
Yeah, I mean, I think the idea was there to push out, and then the one-way stops him. Maybe a flash comes out.
Like Saucy uses an owl drone,
so
and then
ultimates banked up, right? So they use the
how?
lockdown as well.
Like let's say Saucy, yeah, Saucy uses an owl drone,
exactly what
or like tags, or like just map confirmations to.
But we also just need a round
when he wants to grab kills for his Hunter's Fury. Like using Hunter's Fury just to clear certain areas is not really great in a way, because you're not really. It's a really dodgeable, and it's not really that big of an area, if you, especially if it's not like a choke point.
Maybe they'll try to, you know, set up one of those.
Like let's say Boathouse is not really, it's a little wide enough that if you have no info that he's playing Boathouse, is like it's not really gonna clear Boathouse. Boathouse is still a question mark. And then how EG, Evil Genius, use it during Fracture is that they use utility to like deny area before using Hunter's Fury. It's like sort of, it's sort of like they're trying to force them out into the line of Hunter's Fury.
There's the Blade Storm online as well. Looks like a Paranoia is the first in
They
order,
need to win this.
But then it's going to be that swing out from mid, from bottom mid all the way up.
I mean,
to
not
top
really.
with the
They have
Storm.
enough money to buy even if they lose this.
The Hunter's Fury is there to just absolutely keep them like fish in
They
a
have
barrel.
one off lock. They're one off
Here on
lockdown.
the attacking side, the Paranoia already comes in with Hold Up. He hasn't gotten it. He's already gotten through. Already a wrench in the plans, but all four ping. Patty Pat gets one.
Nice,
gets two.
good
He
push.
backs out.
Nice,
Fox now
good,
here
it's a
for
good
the
eco.
Aldrone as well. The moment one of these members gets pinged, it's Garnett's ready to fire. Suggests
Why?
Jim Boys.
Why are we
One
pushing
on the
this?
side of Talon,
Or
but
at
Cruz
least
is gonna swing
communicate.
out with the
My.
Phantom from main.
It's great that they
And
cleaned
an
it up, but
absolutely
like,
quick
bro,
round
that could have
off the
been
timeout here for
devastating.
Talon.
I love this. I really, really do from Talon. I thought it'd be
And
a
now
trap
they
play
have
of some
this.
kind,
One
just
off
based
this.
on the timeout and based on, you know, the eco.
Oh my
and the
god,
ultimate
that's
spell.
a
They don't even
lot of
use
fucking
Hunter's Fury.
ults.
If you could just get that deep with the
And
Blade Storm
they only dropped this
accounted
off
for,
last round.
then
Fuck,
yeah,
that's
you could just fly in
insane.
here. Great recon dart to set this up, gets a ton, and the alarm bot pops right as he's going
You
around the corner.
really want to
Jim
force
Boys
out more with,
is-
especially in rounds like they have a lot of ultimates compared to yours.
Finish the job there. And now
Like their
things
ults
get
are like
very,
nowhere
very
close to
scary
being up,
for
and they
DFM
have a
because
lot.
They can't get this one.
They
The
could
money is
snowball these to like 12
very,
and
very
13.
poor behind this round.
This is not really a good time. Like last round should have been the round where you could force these, or like win this round, but also like force out all of this.
Both sites, they do not want to risk giving over some extra space. They actually just want to keep all the locations where that lockdown can be valuable.
Oh my!
Garnet finds a nice kill on his way back out from mid. We should mention against Takejay, no smokes to work with. And even the two Cloudbursts, one of them
Did
now
you really
gone.
have to peek that when you have
DFM,
teammates
they have to
over
pick up the
here?
tempo. They
If their
cannot
idea was
try
just to
elusive
push mid like
anymore
this,
here with the overblock.
why?
And still a Hunter's Fury in a lockdown and Patty Pan's ult, which is apparently one of the best ults in the game. Who knew? But that alarm bot gives him info. It doesn't matter. Rita just sprays him through the smoke.
Well, an absolutely excellent catch, and now the op not getting the first kill. The Hunter's Fury just trying to delay detonation focus speed, but they will. Okay,
Nice.
one of them eventually goes down, but
That's
Solom
one, that's
still
two, right? That's
alive
two.
and ready to try to
They
take
get
down
two.
this operator. Meanwhile, they don't have to go in just yet. They've equalized numbers, but only 30 seconds on the clock. Solom thinks it's going to be a closer angle. He cannot find it. Rada finds the kill. Is that
They
going to be
have
enough to rotate the spike all the
KO
way through?
next round
It is.
and
He
Pati's
should
ult.
be able to get the plant down on 8.
So it's a good idea here from Talon, but Pat just gets caught a little bit out in the open there, trying to set himself up for another big play. Doesn't go his way, and it kind of sends things awry for Talon as it sends their players scrambling to fall back. And yeah, they're able to stabilize enough to get a numbers advantage. Good shots from Garnett with this op, but he is at 22 HP. I was worried Soldan was going to spray that box and take him down, dude. I was sitting there like, oh my gosh, that's squeaky bum time for sure right there.
Yeah, and not picking up a weapon either, as he wanted to see grouped and come in through mid. So Garnett still with just the operator, but Anthem has been spotted. Oh, but it's going to be Reyna. He cannot swing around. He had the right idea to try to catch Jitboys off guard. Jitboys is just going to stick this because Fox has his back. And that is going to be that point round coming in for
They did force out a lot of ults on that one. They all have Cruz ult and Patty's ult. That's great. They have no ult of their own, though.
This is one of the better rounds from these scrappy play rounds that we've seen from DFM. Able to break some space open, get to at least a plant, get to an unexpected angle. Yeah, they're literally, their year is on the line right now. This is it. This is one round that they have to win. Their economy's a little wonky, so a timeout, 100% warranted here, because it's either win this round or go home, or win 4 rounds in a row to force OT.
Someone's crying after this. I'm calling it. DFM, if they lose this 2-0, they're crying.
I mean, absolutely the most.
They're going home.
Timeout for Melophobia here, the coach of DFM on the right side. And you can see he just has so much to consider, so much on the line as well. I mean, you have to imagine for both teams, you prepare so much, right? You put together this roster, you come in, lock in. It was kind of good for Talon, but not hot for DFM. You say, okay, we have time here for VCT Pacific Land, and so you cannot.
How would I call this, yeah? Like, as a coach,
by the way, for these
what would you say at this point?
At all. So
you have these.
To try
to
come back in form,
but they're not really
improved,
impactful compared.
The problem.
What you actually need is something like a Killjoy.
Wins, you can't just come in with an upgraded
they're
version.
So far off. Like this one,
of yourselves.
You'd at least have to get two and a kill, like the 2 orbs and a kill, or just get 3 kills in a row.
I had some hope based on what
How
I was
would you call this?
Yeah. A lot since the regular season of VCT Pacific, but here for the VCT Pacific LCQ, you know, it is slightly better. But the overall sense of this team, the overall communication and sort of reaction to things isn't great. Now Garnett's is so bad.
Oh, Garnett's even suspecting
trade that.
As well. No. Sold them over. He's just one extra step, trying to catch whatever kill.
They tried.
Not aware of the fact that Jitboys was there to protect his teammate.
Nice. Okay. Oh fuck! It's a 3v1.
That's only going to be in favor of Talon as Reyna. Now the last remaining member, he does not know where Patty Fan went to. He will find that 1 kill. 1v2. Still a decent amount of health. Does have a Phantom.
What are you doing?
Lockdown. The options are there for Reyna. A minute on the clock.
Yeah, I expected him to maybe try to swing all the way back, but he has no idea.
Dude, you're losing. Next round.
He has no idea, you know, what's going on the map.
And Garnett finds the shot right through the corner of the wall. And ladies and gentlemen, Talon looking rejuvenated here at the last chance qualifier Pacific. They will move on one step closer to the double elimination stage to try to get that last ticket to Champions LA. Yeah, and
I fucking hate that. I hate watching that, bro.
Find their way to Champions.
Oh shit, DFM.
You know, but today they look
Someone's definitely crying.
Pretty well drilled, I thought.
They crying? They tearing up?
Really good mid rounding from Cruz. Some good timeouts from Boy. Pat, great on this Omen. Some brilliant utilization of the ult. Even though in that last round it didn't quite work out.
What would I say? I don't know what to say after that loss. Like, bro, you lost 2-0, 13-8. Like, there were some rounds. There were rounds where you wish you fucking, like, you wish you fucking had. Oh, wait. He jiggled that. Okay, he jiggled that. Dude, I thought it was because Patty jumped up and he caught it. Like, it was supposed to be like one that goes here and like one that bounces off like that.
They had so much they needed to cover, and they were not able to do it in the last 2 months, meaning this is the end of the road for DFM's Valorant Champions Tour.
Dude, they had such a hot start,
and look, it's heartbreaking. You know, they don't win a single match throughout the season, and that sucks. There's no other way to put it. And I feel for them, you know, I feel for their fans, and I wanted to see more out of this team. I expected.
I would wish to say it was close, but it's 13-8. But the rounds itself were like extremely close. Like some of the rounds were like extremely close.
And look, I think next year, who knows what DFM will look like? You know, we can all just hope that it is a better version of this.
Oh shit, that was just sad.
And there's surely a lot to consider here for DFM, but right now the focus remains on Talon Esports.
Let's watch, Okay. I want to watch Split and how they threw that fucking game. Where is the fucking game? Okay, here we go. Oh, this is America.
The path to champions begin.
Dude, where's the VODs, dog? What the fuck? That's crazy. Where is it? Okay, let's just go. Fuck it, Twitch. Okay, Twitch.
For Garnett, defender side, so doing all the things you need from the initiators. Everybody just a really solid day for Talon, frankly.
Is there a next game to that? I don't think so. It's tomorrow, right?
Mind you, this beginning couple stages is a single elimination.
Yes.
So
Oh
their
wait,
next
yeah, I
match
haven't
is
watched America's the
more breathing room for a double
Sentinels
overtime.
vs.
Then
C9.
it becomes
Oh, that's a lot.
less scary, no pun intended there. Yeah. he's not in the league yet. That's next
He's
year.
already in our brains. Like,
He's already
get
in our-
away from him.
Dude, well, I mean the way he performed at Ascension.
What were the maps?
Epilepsy,
This
or
was a
other
really solid day for
photosensitivities.
Talon, a
Viewer
team effort
discretion
all
is
around.
advised.
Some great timeouts by Boy. You really liked
Yes.
what you saw from him.
Yeah, I think that's another important thing to point out. I mean, we mentioned how much better they looked when Boy entered the scene at all here for Talon Esports as that
this
coach,
team,
and now he's
and
taken on
I
the
know
role
during
of
the
stage
regular
coach to
season,
call the
it was kind of
timeouts
up in the
and
air
guide them
how much
through
he was
step by
actually
step. And so
doing
even
with
the coaching
calling.
staff really
But
finding
in the
the roles
post-match
suited
interview,
for them
speaking
here
to
within
Zekin,
Talon
it
Esports.
seemed
I
like
mean,
he's
this is the
having.
improvement you want to see, and this is what you said in the beginning, Paper Thin. Even if they
Chosen was one on MDR, and
as a
then
fan of these
Conan
teams,
was.
if you're out there
He was
watching,
their
you just
sixth, but
want
he was
to
also
see,
a
okay,
player last year. So it's
improvement
not.
is there. I can have something to look even more forward to.
They're like the second
They got a
team.
chance.
Yeah,
They have a very good chance.
You think they're the second team? I think that's pretty
At the end of the day,
spicy.
you
You
have
guys
to win and lose. That's part of the competition. That's part of what
Oh,
the
Vanity's
league
there.
is,
Hi, Vanity.
that's a single elim.
How's Shopify? Oh, wait, here.
Eventually, you're going to fall into those spots one way or another. You got to get it done in these moments.
They're dead, they're dead.
One more to go. Can they find
They're gonna win LCQ. Cloud9's winning LCQ. My money's on
Welcome back
Cloud9.
into VCT America's Last Chance
I
Qualifiers
drink-
with today's first
I
match, the number
snort.
one seed of
Yeah?
Cloud9.
I snort Sentinel's copium.
Facing
But
off
Cloud9's
against
winning this, I don't know how to
Sentinels,
tell
and
you.
It's kind of a crazy timeline to be talking about because for this Cloud9 team, I don't think anyone would have expected them to actually end up in the LCQ
Yeah,
vanity.
no,
Yeah, I mean,
totally
I think
feel
most
you.
people thought they would be easily one of the teams to get the spot in Tokyo.
To be honest,
They didn't,
there's no
so
other way
I
to
mean,
put it, but
kind
we'll
of
see,
unfortunate, but I definitely think they were a clear favorite going into playoffs.
And the stakes-
Tomorrow's another packed day, and as it goes with all these last chance qualifiers,
5-0, and then we didn't make Iceland.
because we're
So,
going every day. And parts of it
personally,
might
I
be
try
single
not-
lim, and then it's double lim, but even then, it's you just have to play match after match.
And that's what makes it
It's
so
always gonna
interesting
be
too,
intense, right?
because
You
despite
can't
that
write off
age,
any
there's a
people.
lot of
Take me to
players
the
who are
fucking
really
game
stepping
already.
up as leaders. Obviously, Rumi's
What
yet.
taking forever. Who's
Past
watching?
month or two, depending on whether you played the playoffs or not.
And
Who's in the
especially
viewers
your-
right now?
All the
Chat
teams
right now,
heading
dog.
into LCQ, you never really know what to expect when you've got a month and a half off for these teams as well. Because a month and a half is a hell of a lot of practice. And like Zekin said in that piece, it's been so good for them having that consistent practice and whatnot. But I think that they showcased as well that they had fixed a lot of that coordination problem.
And I'm like, yeah, I'm with you on that. I could see that team actually getting through and getting the chance. Of anybody that's left.
Yeah, strong potential, absolutely shown. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we do have a winner's interview, and today we'll be speaking with the man
stuck in a really
brought
tough
back the
position
name
right
we
now
all
with Rudy on
love.
the front.
And we just spoiled ourselves. We went 2-0 at the start of the round.
Initially, it didn't come.
Thank you, casters, and that's right. I'm standing here with Hadafan.
Where it comes down for this single controller defense.
How did it
the
feel
map
being
and going over to that guard
back
comp
to
that a lot of teams have been picking
Okay,
up.
this is similar.
So
Yeah. That was similar to this. How I'm I mean, personally, right now, I'm not a fan.
It is
Personally, right now, I'm just like not a
I
fan
feel like we were
of Harbor. Like these two,
right? Also,
are
today was literally
hella mid.
the last chance for the team to
I would have preferred this one. Do someone like Astra.
Are you to be able to walk away
Omen.
victorious tonight, and also
Probably more on Astra because there's no really good flashes on Omen.
Expected to be tougher.
On this map.
But you know, it is what it is now. It is what it is.
Like, let's put it here.
Alright, now
Where it's sort of not really great. It used to be. Like, the reason why it was so annoying to deal with Harbor Viper was the walls that kept coming up. Like, it was hard to, like, even though it was like, it was a thin smoke, it's hard to push because you get slow if the harbor is up, so walking through is like fucking annoying, and if the Viper wall is up, it's also fucking annoying because you get decay, and dude, it's annoying to just not get full. It's annoying when that happens. Okay, so the reason why I prefer something like I find the harbor like too repetitive for me, in my opinion. Jesus Christ, why doesn't it work? My fingers don't work. Like something like that. Jesus Christ, that's so annoying. I might have to grab my fucking mouse. Wait, give me a sec. I'm grabbing my mouse. Where is my mouse stuff? Oh, here. Okay, so I think it's sort of like this. The wall goes like this, yeah. What's annoying, like it used to go like this, and what's annoying was that Harbor and Viper can just annoy the fuck out of you when you're taking B, like all retakes. Right now, it's not really that useful because of this. Because of this area. It's not really that good. You'd want to be like unattacking is like you want to be more flexible. Like, how do I say it? The reason why this was good, like on attacking, Harbor Viper was good. Wait, let me just close this because I'm lagging. So the reason why this was good, yeah, was because like without this spot right here, there was no way to jump spot from halls because of this type of Viper wall. This Viper wall was like the only area. This corner right here was like the only area you could jump spot from safely. And then you couldn't because of the Viper wall. Which not only that, since there's a harbor cascade like right here, they can scale up easily. That was what's great. But here, now that this wall, like this wall is up, like with this corner, like you can jump spot from here. Now it's like you can, even if there's a harbor there, you can like jump spot here and like see them coming through. Oh fuck, wrong one. Like something I would prefer like something like this. and just have like utility on this area, like something like a gravity well, or like even just molly it, Viper molly it. Like I'm trying. Like, I hope I find a lineup for like this specific corner. Like the wall goes like a Viper wall that goes like this, and like it's still blocking this off, but you're also gonna want to molly this out. Which makes it easier to scale. But obviously there's this now, which is hard, like this area, but like if with proper flashes you could take care of that. Let's say you up this wall and then you chuck a sky flash in this area, like you chuck a sky flash like right here, and then you guys could scale up with it. Like let's say you put this you put this Viper wall, and then you have like a gravity wall probably just a combo of a Nova Pulse and a molly, a Viper molly, probably like looking for a lineup or something, a lineup Larry's. Jesus Christ, like something like this. As you like let you up the wall, you fight whatever is holding this area as you're like scaling this. Like you're still doing this flash here. Like you're still doing the flash here. To like clear these areas out. And then like once this Viper wall drops, you raise these. Like these smokes probably. Or like once you're here, like you pop flash through the smoke. I'm not really sure. Harbor, Viper, Sky, Jet, Killjoy, yeah, Killjoy. Let's say like that, and then you do this. Like you, instead of like flashing here, like dogging or something, I don't know. Like you could probably like dog this area, like dog here in this area, clear this. Okay, we're not using Harbor, we're using Astra. Like you recall this star here, where you like Sky to cross into this corner, and like Trailblazer over here, so it's harder to like shoot it. They'd have like the player here and here is the one who has to shoot it basically. And now that you have, and then you can use like flash here. Like you flash here to clear the, like as you fight in this corner, and you like pop flash through it, through this area, and like fight your way through, or like you flash through here and like have someone depulse, like push here, and then once someone is like depulse, you flash, like you pop flash drop wall, and this Jet right here, like let's say it's Jet here, Jet can like, once the wall drops, Jet fights this area, and then like you guys wrap them inside. That's what I'm thinking. I don't really, because like right now it's like since this, like the more like the Harbor is not that good at defense. Harbor is not. I don't really find Harbor that good in defense. You want to keep, more like you want to keep this high tide, yeah. Your idea is you want to keep this high tide up for smoking really important chokes, especially in a retake. So at early you want to use cascades, right? You want to use your cascade, but the cascades are so. It's annoying to use. I'll be honest. It's an annoying utility to use. It's not really a utility you want to, a wall you want to be using. Let's say you want to fight this area, right? You want to fight this area, and you're most likely gonna use this high tide, because you want like what 100 Thieves did back when they yesterday, where they used the high tide here, and then comboed it with a sky flash, so that the people pushing is covered, and then the people who are at the back of this area, it was this Harbor wall, and so people here who could trade them can't see, and then whoever is here is dead. That's the idea. But let's say okay, what's a good scenario here? Let's say you use this height, you use that, right? You use this high tide, and it was only 1 or 2 dudes running, yeah, and 1 got away, so there's 4. The moment they're rushing to the other side of site, you better wish Viper's wall is enough to hold them off. Because if not, dude, you have to wait forever for your high tide to restore, and if that Viper dies, you're fucked. Wherever the Viper may be in the site, she's dead. You know what I'm saying? Let's say you kill 1 dude here, and then the other one got away. Yeah, the other one got away, running back. These people, let's say 3 people run through here, and then someone goes, the one who survived ran here and gets a jump on the Viper, even if he's here and wins the fight against these Viper, you're fucked. You're fucked, because Harbor has no smokes for retake. And then once you have no smoke for retakes, yeah, sure, you have 1 more cascade, but what's 1 cascade gonna do? That's 7 seconds of smoke. That's slightly longer than a jet smoke, and a little bit short. No, that's exactly the same time of that's exactly the same duration as a Cypher cage. That's not gonna be saving your ass when you need it. That's why I'm not a fan. This, traditional dome smoker, traditional dome smokers like Astra Brimstone, and that, you could have this. Something like this. And yeah, the difference is a wall is thinner, so you'd don't have to go through, because yeah, you could just do this. Fuck, right? You could do this. Yeah, but there's obviously some things you have to give up for the wall, but yeah. What Harbor can do here, what can also be done by Astra, not only that, can be done by this. So, with that said, having only Astra is also not good. Astra, Pearl, I'll say this, Pearl is not a solo controller map. it forever was and always will be a fucking dual controller map. Like, you've seen how it started, dual controller, so a Viper and an Astra. Then it turned to a Harbor and an Astra. Now that this can be smoked by one smoke and Astra doesn't have to waste 2 smokes for this choke point, it's like Astra even improved. Yeah? On defense, she improved even more. So, like, this is not really, like, Viper Harbor is not as good as it used to be. Like, obviously, like, it seems to, like, have, to me, it feels like it's gotten a nerf. Like, you could do better with an Astra instead than a Harbor. And then, but fucking hell, Astra's not like a good controller as well. Like, you need her to be paired up with the Viper. So yeah.
Ready. It is Pearl for Cloud9 versus Sentinels. We have Doug and Bala standing by. Let's get into it.
Thank you so much, Mimi. Bala, it's showtime. For us to start off on Pearl, Mimi was actually talking about the comps and how they don't necessarily play the same way going into this match. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm really interested to see this kind of referendum on the Harbor Viper, right? We've seen a lot in Tier 2, which is kind of what we've been watching since Masters Tokyo. How teams are kind of dropping it, not necessarily even had they picked it up, and really not having confidence in it. Now we get to see one side sticking with the regular, right? The Harbor Viper with the KJ, all that. We saw 100 Thieves run a weird version of it yesterday. This time we get this straight up battle versus Sentinels, kind of, maybe it's a new school version of playing on this map.
Nope, not a new school version. Astra's just shit on this map. Like, solo Astra is
to the point
shit.
in the tournament now where it's not winner go home. There is a loser's bracket to this, but it is important to have that sort of pace and have that sort of momentum going into the rest of this bracket. So we'll see how things play out.
Look at this push coming in from Sentinels right now, all the way into mid. Rooney might get caught by multiple players.
He's got to be careful here. It's nothing other than a ghost.
And you don't really know how many people were there as they broke that turret. It's really difficult for you to tell if you're Rooney, especially if you're not going to continue jiggling, which is a risk to take.
Once that wall goes up, that should be the cue for, the Astra start to be used, but they're going to push him off. And the Harbor wall, the only thing that's keeping him back for now.
Now, almost could have gotten some spam done. Maybe a kill found from Leaf there. I like the confidence from him. He's the one who comes out a little bruised, though, from it, so they're going to have to look for a little bit more. And this 9 from 10s is huge, huge value.
I mean, there are 8 players all huddled in to this little back hallway, and you know it's going to be a bloodbath. The flash off the swing, and it's a couple kills going in favor of Cloud9 as they try to go for more, and they succeed.
I love how they're playing this together.
They're really good at following up right now. Saucy's in a world of hurt.
Zekken's in a really good position if he can make a play out of it because Saucy's gotten it back to normal.
Oh, fuck. Zekken, you needed to grab one there, bro.
To Saucy, 17 HP, no armor to it, nothing but a classic, and it will not stand.
Okay. Well, that was a good attempt from Saucy. I'm like, I know it's
but the follow through from Cloud9 there was
shit
so
about
good.
fucking
And that's what I was talking about. From
Harbor,
Leaf's
like,
dash all the way up to looking for a kill through the smoke with the Trailblazer. Those sort of things are a sign of confidence. And you heard the Deaths talk about it a lot. Looking to see if these guys are going to come out swinging, if they're going to get energy into Jake and Rooney.
Yeah, what's the form?
How are Celsius and Leaf going to be injecting that pace into it? It's a great call. This is what Cloud9 really capitalized the entire season on. So very important to see that start right here.
Another tech plus, what? That 10 is disconnected again?
Second freeze. This is a strategy, actually. No.
For us. Yes, this is the ever-loved tech pause. As soon as we get info on what the delay is, we'll keep you all updating to get back into the action. But yeah, I want to go back to the conversation we were having, Bala, because there is, I mean, it's been so long since we've seen Cloud9, and there are so many questions about what Cloud9 are we going to get? Are we going to get the regular season 7-0 or 7-1 insane run that they put together, or is it going to be the playoffs version?
Yeah, it's really interesting, right? Because that's super difficult to tell right out the gates. I mean, even one round down, we're looking into this for the entire series long, so I think it's super crucial. Are we going to get that playoff Leaf, or are we going to get that regular season Leaf who looked like one of the best players in the entire season?
I'm sorry.
Back into the action, being told it was a keyboard issue. It's been rectified, it's been solved, and now we can continue the fun. No buy up for Sentinels. I think Sheriff. Yeah, 2 Sheriffs, but that's really it for the defensive side.
And look at this flash right now, set up to actually try to flash these 2 players up inside of A main, and it actually nets a kill onto Leaf, who again was trying to follow up with that dog.
That was surprising too. It felt a little delayed, but yeah, just well handled by Marv.
And the rotation coming in from Sentinels is going to be really important to see how they can actually deal with this fast reaction here from Cloud9 going straight down into the KJ of Pancada here.
The timing of this is going to be everything as they peek down long. Saucy hears all of it.
Oh, this flank, it's with 10s too.
Is he expecting the second? Yes, that was.
That sucks. That was actually a nice try.
As a running, like he's just running, throwing it down, it's definitely on the fly. And it gives a little gap there for Zeppa to play behind, which is really easy to pick off that second kill. That's the sort of thing that with the Harbor you can have a little bit more dynamic maps in the way that it's split up with the vision blocking.
Without concealment.
Yeah, you see that payoff there. Just a few seconds left in the round. Sentinel's not really with a ton of options.
And just looking to die to the spike at this point. And there's not really, I mean, Zeppa's the guy right now who has 2 orbs away that we could see potentially go for some extra kills, but he's all the way at B-Link right now.
I'll be honest, after that first kill, I would have loved to see them
if he could have gotten his Seekers online, maybe even just 1 so they could play for the orb later on. That could have been huge.
Like, Tens and Sassy could have worked up here.
On his
and crashed them back, no?
Online, Cloud9 sit at
Probably
2
there
well.
was
Now
a
we're going to see
right
guns out from Sentinels, though. We'll see how they choose to do this. Are we going to go with light armor on a couple of players? Yeah, rifles the rest of the way.
And where it comes down for this single controller defense from Sentinels is on this B side. You saw a lot of times Marv able to just put 1 smoke, plug up the entire choke where this Molly is right now on the B side. And it was really, really effective at shutting down pushes because you don't need so much behind it.
Nope, it's not enough.
See if that actually gets tested from Cloud9 early, because this is a very favorable spot for the Harbor Viper to go towards. Or if it's already a Cloud9 recognizing the fact that that's different now and they can't really rely on that same tool as much.
They've crept their way up here quietly. The turret is there to take contact. You see the nano on the ground and they commit to it. You've already got Leaf who's dashed back sight. Keep a close eye on Rooney here on the minimap. He's the one who's going to be able to cover the rotations. He may get a jump on this if the timing is right.
Look at Celsius there as well, plugging the gap in his high tide. He missed the wall initially. It didn't cover spawn.
Oh no.
Continue to push forward. His kills go back and forth. How much further does Leaf explore? How much more space does he get? Because you've got Marv, who's currently sandwiched right now between Rooney and, well, Leaf is dead. They get the kills they need.
And Celsius is stuck in a really tough position right now with Rooney on the flank. He has to buy time, but Rooney's even spotted by the alarm. Still gets it out though.
Marv misses?
That was a Spectre. But
I can't believe Marv missed.
More damage. Sentinels find themselves around.
A very good anti-bonus.
That's crazy.
And allowing Cloud9 to get onto that B side, but then still able to deal with the pushes that are coming on top of that extra layer that we actually saw on the A side early on in this game. Sentinel's doing key work when it comes down to the retake. And you could tell that was kind of the idea against 100 Thieves yesterday. Kaplan spoke after the game how they weren't really getting what they were practicing off. But it looked like that was always the intention, to let players come onto the site and really focus on the retakes. So I'm curious if he was intending to talk about that in terms of the retakes itself or actually allowing them on the site. See if there's any more denial coming in from Sentinels.
See this brutal setup that they have in Art. While Zekin takes a few more steps back, cautiously, so he can have a way of escape. And he's well for it too. There are 3 members, make that 4, excuse me, of Cloud9 who are just waiting to pounce. They've already got the Harbor wall out. Jet is dashed out onto the site, and now they're gonna follow everything behind this Cloud9 push, with the exception of Jake, who's covering the rotates. They invest the Seekers, they invest taking space in Art.
That's a great fake flash there coming in from Zeppa as well, to allow Leaf to continue to push all the way
What's
up.
What's great about what they're doing here is they're actually using numbers to like take control of areas. Like they're playing 4, just taking our taking
from having his ult online,
key point
to be able to net it,
to like push them back for like a
beautiful again.
Harder, it's a harder retake.
And now Jake is going for this flank.
Tens is in trouble. No, they don't know. They've walked right by each other. They have no idea. And it's just Tens by himself, so there's a very good chance he gets cleaned up.
Oh, wow.
Or he just gets away.
Wait, that was odd there.
That was
the communication very weird there. Tens clearly fired off a shot, and Jake did not turn around. Instead, now that he's gotten that information, he's going to try to cut him off, but Tens is a little too fast.
He's going to try to Houdini himself out of this round. Can he stay alive? He takes
you don't fight Tens like that, bro.
2.8K, he might be able to buy, no. Might have been able to drop a weapon if he gets a second kill there and still be able to buy up some light armor. Instead, he will fall, and Cloud9 will immediately force back another eco from Sentinel, so losing the bonus, not the end of the world, but it's definitely not the streak that they potentially were hoping to get after earning 4 players alive on that first anti-eco.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why did I think Zalsis looked like Rooney there for a second?
Courtesy of Sentinels.
He had the Rooney hair.
We'll see what the adjustments are out of this, or what it was that Cap saw that made him want to call this as early as he does.
It was really interesting in the series yesterday against 100 Thieves. Cloud9 was very light on the timeouts, kind of allowing 100 Thieves
I think
to
it
burn
was,
some of
I think the
theirs
call here is like
really
just
early.
push, like take control
of A main. In this case, obviously, it was
because if you're planning to play retake on B, you'd have to at least want to be like
to get back in there,
get early info on what's going on in A.
In that
you don't want to be passive on mid. Like you could leave. I mean, you don't have to be like having like one player deep art. Like having one player just like by the stairs is good enough. But you have to really like know what's going on in the A main fight.
For it to actually come through later on, obviously didn't get the kill on Tens, but that definitely is something that you got to patch up as time goes on here.
Now they have to figure out how they're going to patch that up, given that they just have 2 stingers.
The last time on the eco, you saw Tens here on this A site give a really good flash into A main for these 2 players, and it did get them a kill. So let's see who's going to be able to do that again.
Remember, it was Marv's classic who dealt the blow that you were just referring to as stinger this time. Yeah, the setup looks very similar, though.
This time he's so far advanced, he's not going to be able to.
Ooh, okay, that's a great call.
But the smoke is set up there
yeah,
too.
See,
and the
they knew Kaplan was going to have people go.
It's actually just popped all the way down B long. It's getting so much information.
So yeah, but I call like you can just have one here like spotting. You don't need to place one here.
Especially with the information you have on that A lobby.
Just have Tens and Zekken push deep. Like I don't know why Zekken is still here. Like why is he so passive?
In this exact spot. They continue to give it up. They continue to be comfortable.
He's so passive. It's annoying.
And then pivot around that. What do they do with this advanced setup though? As they try to funnel their way out from Art, they still have Zekken who's playing back in A main. But remember, it's just a ghost.
Oh. Marv could have gotten a lot more damage there. He's a little quicker on the trigger because there's 2 players coming through his smoke. He did a good job of actually avoiding the first player, which was Leaf getting out on the site.
Should be a very clean round for Cloud9. The rest of the way, it's just 2 members of Sentinels that remain. They do lose 1. If I can cut a stinger now, the only thing left standing.
I really like how Cloud9 contacted up through right there.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that Sentinels had so
much information up part, like they were confident to just walk up part. Because they know Kaplan would have called for more aggression and fucking A. Like they know, like MCE noticed no one's like, they're just not taking a lot of A control. Like they're not fighting A for us as much as they need to be. And now that they are, like they think that they are. Now that it's more comfortable to just walk up part.
I think Mark's position also clued in that Zekken wasn't A.
Like even if you place one person here, it's useless because
there really hasn't been a focus on this B side from Cloud9. They're not worried about it at all.
A walk up of 4 people.
The advantages that they've
like I would say like having one here was good if they're doing something like this. Yeah, like 3-2. A 3-2 is more doable. Since you have these people, like you would have probably like someone like Tens and Zekken in this area.
And then pounce. This time they invest the Reckoning, a recommendation to reposition. And it's really just Marv who's back there.
Oh, there's a counter ult coming in here from Spawn, from Sasi.
Oh, he has a couple too many targets to look at. He's been tagged by the first. Leaf 38 HP. He's dead.
Nice one.
Had no shot.
But you just used that Hunter's Fury, and Rooney now has his cage ult that he's set up in A main right now. It's so hard to break this. There's not going to be really
they have to win
anything
this
here
round.
from Sentinels to do except try to
I
get
don't know
these
how to
kills
say it, but they have to win.
and
Like,
wait it out.
Yeah,
I mean, both of them have like now that
You have this
now that
guys active,
C9 invested a lot, they have to win this.
Right
But
now,
like,
and you also have Tenz's ult.
they're gonna have to push past it though if they want to take this fight. Tenz is already fallen.
the spike is
Zekken's on
here.
the flank, though. He's got the
No.
just one around the corner and he falls. How much more can they find though? Time is running short. There is
This wall is terrible.
and it's brief. It's so dear. Zekken gets another one, but that spike's gonna go off. There's no way in.
Very confused
no,
on
that's
that
a
wall.
disaster.
It's like they didn't know where the spike was planted there.
It was literally just on the wrong side of what they were looking for.
I mean,
yeah.
there was a moment there where I thought, okay, Zekken coming on the flank, he might be able to salvage this, but oh boy. Wondering what happened there from Marv, if it was a misclick or if it was intentional and he actually thought that the spike was ahead of that wall.
no, they thought the spike was ahead. That's not
And that's
rare.
one
That's
that's
like
gonna
not really a
frustrate
common
the
plan.
players, the rest of the teammates
C9
here
doesn't really
on
plan
the
there.
Sentinel side.
Like, or no one's really
Because you
planning there
had the
for all
tools
that
still.
matters.
Even with Cloud9's lockdown, you had the tools there.
Because planning
Cloud9
here
is looking
means
really
this guy
good
here
at
has to swing
picking
wider.
apart this A site with many different variations right now.
And this guy here has to also
And they
swing
eventually
wider.
just get that high
Because
tide up and it
hard
siphons
to
off
defend
the
that.
tens from Marv. Nobody's able to help the anchor
but
on
because
the
of the
side.
Astro Wall, it made it easier to
There is
defend
a
that.
minor
I think I'm like
adjustment here. We
curious.
saw the
I'm more
Zekken
curious
in the
if they
previous round,
plan.
they were towards
Oh, they
speed.
have Astral.
This
Let's
time
plan
they
it
have
here,
to
so
post
they're
it
gonna
up.
Astral, and it's easier to
And look at what
defend.
Cloud9 is doing. I mean,
It's
they're
easier
shifting
to
right
swing
away.
wide
3
on
players
like
while the
this
lurkers
area.
are still on either side of the map.
Sassy was close. He does have a Phantom. He's the only one with rifle in hand. And there it is. You're finding value, but instantly drops.
And Marv almost quick enough there with his star to help out Sassy, but not quite fast enough. And I do like this adjustment. All these B hits that we've seen 2 of them right now, have come not through the main B long area,
Right.
not through B long, but instead down B link and getting in a completely
Yeah, because their
avoiding
setup.
this choke that you see
They're
on
not
your
really
screen right
changing
now,
a
where
lot
the
of their
map is, where
setup.
you just put 1 star
I mean,
down to block
kind
it
of.
all
They're
off.
changing it a bit, but like based
In
on their
general, it
setup,
feels like they've done
how
such a
they're
good
setting
job of
up
just
since
working in the
on
middle.
100 Thieves match,
Vandal.
this area right here
He's
is
put
like
on the flank,
such a
the
big
backside
hole you
is-
could
oh, the high
abuse.
side is perfect.
No!
Oh no.
Uh-huh.
Did they lose this because they just weren't
Surely
confident
that
or
was
something? I don't know.
like a
Was this their off
pre-show
day?
segment
What the fuck
somewhere.
happened here?
no.
Marv's whiffing?
And he got, I mean, the
He
flash
whiffs?
is perfect.
Yeah.
What?
I'm just curious
What
of
the
why that
fuck
high
was
tide
that?
was so
That was-
perfect. It's like he saw him going on the flank and he was already throwing out his wall, so he's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I might as well
I'll
just block
continue.
him up.
Yeah. Well, the silver lining for Sentinels is they carry the.
Is he
over.
nervous?
Again,
Are they
Zekken
nervous?
was able
He's
to keep it in
Iceman. He
spawn,
can't
and
be
remember, in
nervous.
the previous round, it was Stingers and there was 1 rifle. Now they should have, in theory, a bit
He was
more
blind as
to help
well.
cover the flanks.
They're
To have more of a
laughing.
fight back with.
Oh no. No wonder
Except
Sentinels
for
lost this
having
fucking
field day
game.
with What just happened to him. And this is now the scoreline that Sentinels was able to achieve yesterday, right? On that defensive side for them as well. So, not looking great if you're looking at those results yesterday and trying to compare them to what's going on right now on Pearl. And this is their map pick. In comparison yesterday, 100 Thieves actually picked this map against them. And it ended up going their way, 100 Thieves, but not without Sentinels really brutalizing them in that first half.
Yeah.
I wish they
You know,
changed how
having
they
watched it,
defended
and I was having a
this
conversation
hall.
with Marv
Because,
before the
look,
series
yesterday,
started. They
Sova's
felt
the
like,
one
and it
holding
felt like
halts in
watching
100
it, that they
Thieves
were
game.
just a couple
Sova's
of
the one holding
adjustments away from
halts
Pearl
in
going
this
in
game.
an entirely
Or
different
like
ball.
B-Lane.
Absolutely.
I understand the confidence. in
Pancada's
wanting to
holding
lean
B
into this pick
on
and go
100
back
Thieves
to
game.
it,
Pancada's
but it
also holding
just
B
looks very rough against Cloud9
on this
right
game.
now.
These 3 are holding A
comes
from
finally
100
this
Thieves
full
game.
B-long hit.
They're still the holding
We've been
A
waiting
in
for
this
it.
game. I wish they could
Highly
just
anticipated.
hold something
You see
different, like
Leaf
have
getting tagged up, has
an
to get
alarm
space
bot
back.
here and a
Funny
molly,
enough, there's no smoke available here for
a
Marv
turret
right now.
somewhere here, and
So
Killjoy
they're able to
plate
just
here,
get through this choke
and then have a
without
2-2
anything,
here.
and that's gonna help.
Pancada's been able to reposition to the other side. He's in a really good spot here to make a play.
They're fighting straight up, flooding onto the site. Marv to end this lurk.
Jake is in a really good spot too, though. Positioning on this has been so good, and the 2 youngsters, the only 2 that remain for Cloud9, it's just Jake left in this 1v1. He invests the pit, has the spike, up against Zekken, and Zekken wins the clutch.
That's great. Like, I would love to see Zekken and Tens hold this as Pancata holds this and Sassy and Marv just play that area, play B. Something different, like have, or you could have like a trick take contact here and like have alarm bot on fucking art. I don't know. Something different, like bro. Is this the you said you had 2 months of like planning. You had 2. You said you prepped. You said you prepped early.
Very important round. One that could have.
Why the fuck is this the only thing you've come up with?
Everything.
Is this the only defense you came up with?
Let's see if that's actually the case. A flash with the knives.
Oh, it's aggressive. Oh, the spam.
Not quite synced up there for Zekken. He had the call from Tens, but went a little too fast. Let's see if Tens can make up for it now with the Guardian.
A little Demon 1 cosplay out with that Guardian. Looking for the second, finds it. Zeppa is beneath him though. He's taken care of. He's dealt with.
Nice.
The spike's gonna rotate out and they found some space. By Jake across the middle of the map. Can he make a play? Because surely they have no idea where he is right now. Tens is gonna be the first.
Tens is normally the guy who should be aware of sewers. You saw him playing super passive here, jumping in the window. It's a free kill. Spike's not even coming over here. Jake is just trying to cause as much of a diversion as possible. The problem here is Pancata's not moving, and his turret is still up right now on this B side. Yeah, it's not going to get broken here.
There's nothing to remove that variable. The safety valve out from Sentinels is still there, and it's going to do its job. They've spotted one and surely assume that's where the spike is, so they start to funnel over. You see the 3 remaining members of Sentinels lean towards the western side of the map. The spike committed and planted.
I don't think I'd want to be using this
here. Cage out, they have to fall back. Look, Jake has an actual cubby right now, and it's very important because there's a wall here from Astra if they do need to put it down.
The drone does spot him though. They have a really good idea of his position. It's gone 1 for 1.
That's the Cosmic Divide down too.
Zells is not able to deliver in the 1v2. And that's another round for Sentinels.
Huge clutch from Zekken, followed up by this really nice round out of Tens. Despite losing that first kill and not getting the pick there. Be able to actually recover this? Wow. Jeez. I mean, you're right. In recent memory, it's Demon 1 with the Guardian, but the original gangster on that Guardian
that is true.
Is absolutely Tens. Just such phenomenal aim, and he's showing it too. Yesterday, we were thinking Sentinels, this might be it. This might be the last chance we get to see them this year. And now, Tens and Zekken have shown up. In these last 2 rounds, it's crucial that they actually end up this half at least somewhat competitive.
Right, yeah.
Given their weak attack side yesterday. 6-3 is not the scoreline you wanted to start out with, but it's definitely
I don't care how bad their attack side is, like normally it's like
the need
5. And I wish they do something different in attacking, because if they don't, I'm gonna fucking kill them.
Nice things that they were doing
Why?
At the beginning of the half, right?
If you're not changing up how you attack Pearl,
just being able to funnel out.
Dude, even Crew could wreck your fucking ass. Carry your ass a new one.
And then split off the players on Sentinels. I think since Zekken has got that op up, it's been a little harder for them to communicate exactly how to go for it. Because you can see they've been avoiding him very well, kind of randomly, but still.
But successfully.
Yeah, successfully. Whereas the start yesterday that Zekken had was like 12-1 or something like that.
I mean,
once he got that op on, it was crazy good.
Yeah, he had a field day. Not nearly the same performance this time, but still has the same weapon. So we'll see if he's able to convert with it. Round 10 on the board, Zeppa with the Seekers. Marv has that Cosmic Divide to work with too. The op that we were just referring to, taking space down A main with Stassi close by. And it is Leaf who's here by himself.
That's an interesting harbor wall.
A drone going forward, and I don't know that it's going to spot anyone. No. And so they leave Zekken here. And surely also as Cloud9 understand there may be a timing window to play around.
That recall.
Drone spotting none!
Holy smokes. But it's a great trade from Leaf. So they're able to actually get back this control, and this wall is what I'm talking about. This time,
play up forward. Play up forward. They have no flash.
Pancata all the way into mid.
Plant the spike.
And we will have another one of these post plants.
Stassi's playing really far back in spawn here.
They're too structured.
You see him using now.
Way too structured.
I don't think he got He did get one tag there.
And that was potential spam there to leave too, so dangerous position that he actually nets himself.
Well, what I was saying is that it's way too, I mean by way too structured is that
looks like it was
they
clear.
killed Zeppa.
But the shock dart's there too. They know where he is.
They have no pop flash.
And it's the shock that's cleaned him up.
And this time the Cosmic Divide is good. It's actually blocking off the spike in this instance.
And they find the success here. The flash shot from Tens, and Saucy gets 2. The 3rd on the round, leaving Jake alone.
I mean, I'm glad they managed to retake that.
Much better approach on that round. And it's exactly the same pieces.
Yeah.
The only thing that was missing was Rooney's lockdown on the other side, up into A main. So you can see, even with some extra time there, how beautiful that retake is going to be. That combination against that plant is just brutal. Everything blocked off. Oh, and a great shock, too, from Saucy.
There were 2 that he dumped in there. The second one was the one that got the kill, but you're right.
Remember, he got that ping because it was Hunter's Fury early, so he knew where Leaf was. And then with the follow-up of them breaking that dart, you can tell. He's like, yeah, somebody's still there.
He's still there. Yeah, absolutely.
2 more rounds and a half. Now we're finally seeing Cloud9 actually forced down to a light buy here. This is where they were super, super successful in the regular season. Ooh, damage taken on the Jet. That's an updraft double knives play to try to find Zekin on his op.
They found him, not via the updraft, but that gun rattling off will confirm the suspicions. And they continue to try to work this middle of the map. Use the Trailblazer to get into space and leave Leaf there.
This is what 100T should have been doing.
Found so much
Not
success
this
on A
stupid shit.
this area of the map. They've returned to
I
their
don't know
own
what they were
ways.
thinking with
Can
that
they
one.
convert around?
Zekin right now is going to get completely isolated here in Flowers. He needs to get onto the site in front of everything right now to actually help out Marved. Here he goes.
Peek out with the arm.
Nice!
Takes Jake down. And just waits. You see him daring. See if anyone challenges him. He has a shorty on the other side.
Once again, another key ult here. Tens has his no command available for this retake.
Op still healthy, still in play. And there's that ult that you were just referring to. Marved on the swing, and Zappa with 2 massive kills. Can Marv keep him back?
Just posted up in Flowers there. Zappa doing such good work.
That's such a close angle, man. A triple face. And the shorty, how is he still alive? Finally meets his demise.
It's good movement there from Zekin. And I mean, heroics
How
to
did
start off
Saucy
that
die
hit.
there?
Marved actually successfully gets off the site, but you can tell there's 2 different ideas on how that approach is going. Zekin's trying to save him while he's going for this, and Marved is falling off. And that's because, again, another key ult here. Tens has his no command.
And just waits. You see him daring. See if anyone challenges him. He has a shorty on the other side.
Once again, another key ult here. Tens has his no command available for this retake.
What?
Op still healthy, still in play.
Sure,
And there's that ult
bro.
that you were just referring to. Marved on the swing, and Zappa with 2 massive kills. Can Marv keep him back?
Just posted up in Flowers there. Zappa doing such good work.
That's such a close angle, man. A triple face. And the shorty, how is he still alive? Finally meets his demise.
It's good movement there from Zekin. And I mean, heroics to start off that hit. Marved actually successfully gets off the site, but you can tell there's 2 different.
Finally meets his demise.
It's good movement there from Zekin. Just posted up in Flowers there. Zappa doing such good work.
That's such a close angle, man. A triple.
I mean, I personally would have just placed the smoke here. Like, Marv still had 1 star. I would have loved to just have seen like something like smoke this area before Tens threw that flash. Because Tens threw a flash here, that would have blinded these 3 people. Or like these 2 people at least. Like these 2 people, like Zappa and Zelsis. Like, just smoke this area so that Leaf won't be able to trade, and if you die, it's easier to trade this area than having to swing like this area.
Face and the shorty, how is he still alive? Finally meets his demise.
It's good movement there from Zekin. And I mean, heroics to start off that hit. Marv actually successfully gets off the site, but you can tell there's two different ideas on how that approach is going. Zekin's trying to save him while he's going for this, and Marv is falling off. And that's because of what has happened so far in this situation. Marv continuously got separated and isolated.
Oh, and a huge 2K from Zeppa, man.
Control on that is crazy good. It's so difficult to get the into positions like that. So huge props to Zekin. But then you can see how it falters in the retake. And now Sentinels have to win this next round. Or we might consider this a possible stomp here from Cloud9. And they've got this Reckoning available now from Zelsis. You saw them use it onto the A site previous. And Saucy's in a position where he could get punished by that.
This time it is from main.
A drone re-clear.
It's got to get cleared. Oh, that saw so much.
They just picked up the orb too. Lockdown as well. A very strange high tide to actually just allow a plant really early. And Leaf is going to go through it.
I mean, he's got the Reckoning to scale up with. He's got the cover of the lockdown, and he's got a kill onto 10.
I mean, there's miscommunication there. 10's not really aware how far Leaf is.
Yeah, he's already netted himself a second one with the third. Possibly. Pancada, oh, it's actually Marv, but Pancada may have found a timing here.
This guy's just farming.
He's tucked behind the orb, and he doesn't land the shots. Leaf's on the courts for an ace. And Zekin's on the other side. He's got the op. Last round of the half. No reason converted, and Leaf delivers.
Such a strong player. And I believe now the fourth ace of LCQ in the first map here for Cloud9, their first outing in this final tournament of the America season. What a round for him, and really a dominant half here from Cloud9. And it all started with a bunch of A hits in succession. And it's how it ends too. 2 rounds in a row for them.
Cloud9 is just showing, like, see, Cloud9 is just saying, yo, that's how you take
you mentioned that it felt like it was around they needed
that's
to win
how you
for
were
Sentinels to
attacking
keep
A,
it
bro.
competitive,
That, what you were doing
not able to do
was
so in
not
8-4 half in
attacking
favor
A.
of Cloud9, and
That's how you're
standing
supposed
by
to
the
attack
telestrator
A.
wall.
They're
Break
just
down a
saying,
little
that's what they're
something.
saying right now.
I was so impressed with how Cloud9 were playing their attacks and playing their post plants. So I want to walk you through some of their ideas, starting all the way from the pistol. Is that are able to dodge it, they're able to mass back in mid, and so really denying Sentinels the space that they need to set up the retakes that were working for them against 100 Thieves. A very, very different
like the
attack
thing Cloud9 is doing. The thing Cloud9 was doing is that they're not afraid to just push, and like their goal is mainly just oh wait, wrong ones. Okay. Their goal is to literally just push back, and they're not afraid to do so. Like, they're just push them back, make the retake awkward. Like, that's their goal before they want to plant. Like, you see how they did, like, that one time it was like this harbor wall that went like this, and then the dog went here, spotting like Tens and Marv. Like, they pushed, like they had Lee follow up that dog and push this area, making like one of them fall back deeper. Like, they'd want to make you fall back deeper before doing the same thing here. That's what they really just want, is like to make your retake uncomfortable, and like you're not really like ready to retake. Like, you see how Tens, like what do you call this? You see how Sentinels retake is that they really just try to they really just try to push and pressure every single side. That's what they're looking for. And then what Cloud9 is saying, no, you can't start your retake from here. You can't start your retake from these areas. You're starting your retake from this area. That's what they're doing. They're making sure that you're in an uncomfortable position to like retake. Like no one's practicing retakes this far away from the fucking site. That's what's amazing about, like, that's the secret to like they're winning. How they win, and it's like basically how NRG beat them was basically actually try your best to hold it down. Like you can't just play back. Basically, look, let's pull out a VOD from NRG versus Cloud9. Why is my keyboard not showing up? Why is my keyboard not showing up? The fuck? Oh wait, I won this. Oh wait, this is playoffs. Fuck. I can do this one. So let's zoom into one of the
distance. We're hoping this one does as well. In order to get there, we first have to get.
Is this them?
We're taking it, which spells good things for Cloud9. They were able to get in, anchor it, find the frags they needed, and still put the pressure onto NRG with numbers.
Leon's already rotating across. It's actually still on the A site.
It is on. Okay.
That said, though,
Cloud9 that much. Right now, it's up to Leaf to push forward. Down through connector, so they heavily avoid the operator in this situation. If it is at B, you're still going to see it, right? If he's at screens, but that's not the case. They get in with Seekers, and so far they've chose the right site, but delayed already.
Reckoning now used out early from Som just to push the attackers away. Gives a chance for Cloud9 to get into sight and break the utility left behind from Victor. Leon's already rotating across.
That's how they're trying to defeat Cloud9 on defense. They're literally trying. Like, they lost this round, but that's basically how they're defending this.
And that is going to be the call for Artist to fall back.
That would
let's move another round right now.
But Artist does say
NRG actually won.
Allowing Artist to fall back with support right out of Crashies. Flashing to get information.
Okay, I think this one.
Pins down
Artist
C9.
won this one.
Up for mid control. Still a lot of time to work.
Can they convert it? They're still being super patient on this one. They kind of want NRG to make a move. We saw this a lot in the NRG EG game, where NRG would not move until
left.
Evil Geniuses almost had to play full contact into this situation. As such,
we get a contact right there. Op shot miss by Artist, but Crashes is still holding behind the site. 18 seconds left. The top of the ponytail spotted, but Celsius can get the kill. Crashes pushing forward for the headshot onto Rooney. He's going to work.
Wild.
Celsius in the
They're
site.
literally putting their lives on the line, trying to not let Cloud9 push. Like if once, because let's say once Cloud9 has a comfortable position in sight, they're really gonna want to push out their lead. They're not gonna want to give you their fucking edge and like the site. Thank God it's also Pearl. This is a good example. So yeah, you see, they're literally making it hard for C9 to get what they want, and what they want is to push site. They want to push deeper. They want to make you retake from an awkward angle. And once you give up site or lose control of the site, and once it's C9, so like you're most of the time just not gonna be there. You're not gonna like especially if you're man down, like most of the time in Sentinels is, if you're man down and you're doing shit like this, like you're playing retake all the time, like Cloud9 will take advantage of the fact that you're playing retake and push you back and play from an uncomfortable position. They can't do that here. They're not doing it as much. They're trying to like make NRG rotate so that NRG like falls back to a side. Like they're trying to get NRG like finesse to make a bad read. Like a bad read, and they all fall off the side, and then they try to take the site so that they can keep them away from retaking in a comfortable position. That's what they're trying to do here. But since FNS is saying, if we fall for that, we're fucking dead. We're playing retake. I don't care if we're playing retake 3v2. Yeah, if we're playing retake 3v2, as long as we're playing, like, if we can, we're fucking using our bodies to hold down that site. Because if we fucking lose, we're not playing retake. There's just no possible way we're playing retake. Like, or we can play a normal retake. They're gonna push us away from the site. They're gonna push away. They're gonna make you invest a lot of more utility just to clear out like areas where it's like you're not supposed to be doing on a retake. So yeah, I mean, that's why Sentinels like lost the pro game. That's like my thoughts, and I don't really like how their comp, like solo controller is just not good. You have Pancada, bro. Use Pancada. Like, get sassy on a I don't know. Like the roles are just bad that they can't do. They can't even do something like that. Like they can't even do something like double controller. Like it doesn't fit the repertoire. Like sure they have Marv and Pancada, but like you can't possibly expect Sassy to play Sentinel when he's supposed to play like Initiator, and you can't possibly make Tens play Sova. Dude, he only plays KO. He only plays KO. And that's why it's hard, like they're having trouble doing, like having a double controller in Pro.